增了，他们担心生活费的上涨，特别是医药费，对他们个人的冲击。此外，各年龄层选民对政府和对国家的期望也提高了。新媒体和互联网在这次选举中也扮演了更重要的角色。选民给我们的信息是，他们要政府采取适合新时代的治国态度和作风。他们也希望看到反对党在国会扮演更重要的角色，以制衡政府。新加坡的政治已经进入一个新的时代了。这次的大选的选情特别激烈，全国选民非常关注选举的课题，他们对政治和领导人的要求越来越高，他们要求参与权，要求政府听取他们的意见。我们可从选举的成绩中看出他们的愿望。行动党将检讨这次的大选的结果。我们很清楚地听到了你们的心声。行动党将认真对待选民的意见，改进政策，希望今后能够更好地与人民沟通。在大选之后，我们都应该适应新的政治环境，不仅是行动党，也包括反对党和全体人民。我们的政治体制也更有竞争性。我希望这会使新加坡更强盛，而不会分化我们的社会。此外，我希望各政党和他们的支持者能够尊重人民的决定，在选举之后遏制争议，修复裂痕。我吁请全体新加坡人应该保持团结，一起努力把我们的国家建设得更好。谢谢。Fellow Singaporeans, the voters have decided, and I'm honored that they have once again entrusted the PAP with a clear mandate to form the next government. Overall, the PAP has won 60.1% of the popular vote and 81 out of 87 seats. I thank Singaporeans for their confidence and their strong support, and we will serve responsibly and humbly to the best of our ability. As the government, we will do our utmost to improve the lives of all Singaporeans as one people, one nation. This is a watershed general election. It's taking place after 5 very eventful years. This is a very different world in 2011 compared to 2006, and a very different Singapore. We've gone through a roller coaster ride. We've been exposed to stresses and uncertainties from the globalized economy. And also, we are undergoing significant changes in our society. In terms of demography, there are more younger voters with better education and different formative experiences from previous generations. But at the same time, we also have an aging population with more retirees and senior citizens who are concerned about living costs and especially their own healthcare costs. All Singaporeans of different strata and groups have high aspirations and expectations, and many of them wish for the government to adopt a different style and approach to government in keeping with the new generation and the new era which we're living in. And I think many of them desire to see more opposition voices in Parliament to take the PAP government. The social media has also had an impact in this election, much bigger than in previous elections. So this election marks a distinct shift in our political landscape, which all of us must adjust to, not only the political parties, but Singaporeans at large. For the first time since the general election in 1972, almost 40 years ago, almost all the seats were contested. Many voters were first-time voters, over a fifth, most of them below 30. The election has heightened their political consciousness and awareness, and the campaign itself over the last 9 days has crystallized voters' thoughts and attitudes and resulted in today's outcome. Apart from the PAP, the other parties contested 82 out of 87 seats. They put up a strong fight, and I'm glad to say, generally, they participated and behaved responsibly during the campaign. And in particular, they contested, all of them, on multiracial platforms. And this, I'm sure, is a result of the GRC system, which gave them strong incentive to do so. It's good for Singapore to have had a vigorous election. There's been a full airing of all views and aspirations. It's caused Singaporeans to think about their political choices and the future of our nation. And it's given every voter a chance to vote. Aljunied GRC was the hardest fight. The Workers' Party put up their best team, and the PAP had a very strong team in Aljunied GRC too, led by Mr. George Yeo. I'm disappointed that the PAP lost despite a very strong effort, not just over the last 9 days, but over the last 5 years and even longer. I spoke to George and his Aljunied team this evening. They were disappointed, but they accepted and respected the voters' decision. And I watched them on television speaking after the results were announced. I think they showed that they accepted the decision and that this was the voters' wish, and they respected it. It will be a heavy loss to my cabinet and my team of MPs not to have George, Lim Hui Hua, Zainal Abidin, Cynthia Pua, and Ong Ye Kang. They are 5 good men and women. But we too accept and respect the voters' decision, and we wish the new Workers' Party MPs well in serving the Aljunied residents. In other constituencies, we had a disappointment in Hougang, although Desmond Chu put up a very good fight. But we are happy that Sito Yipin recovered Potong Pasir on his 3rd try, and if you watched his thank you speech, you will know that he is very happy too. Overall, in the next parliament, there will be 81 PAP MPs and 9 opposition MPs, 6 elected from the Workers' Party, and I'm assuming that the opposition parties take up the NCMP seats, there will be 3 more opposition members, 2 from the Workers' Party, one Mr. Yee Jen Jong in Joo Chiat, another one of the MPs in the Workers' Party East Coast GRC team, and the 3rd, Mrs. Lina Chiam from the SPP. And in addition, there will be 9 nominated MPs. So the opposition will consist of 8 Workers' Party and 1 SPP member. And we look forward to them presenting, arguing, offering alternatives, and helping to improve the debate in a constructive manner, as Mr. Low Teck Yang and the Workers' Party has undertaken to do. But I encourage all the MPs, whether they are PAP opposition or nominated MPs, to carry out their responsibilities with diligence and dedication. We look forward with confidence to the future, but we know this is an uncertain world, and we must be absolutely prepared for shocks, for surprises, and for setbacks if we're not careful. And therefore we must work hard to cultivate the ground, to look after Singaporeans, to get them prepared to be able to survive and to do well in an unpredictable world. It's been 9 hot days of campaigning, intense, soul-searching, often emotional. We have had debates on major issues that concern voters, whether they're immediate issues like cost of living and housing, or longer-term things like education and healthcare, or less tangible things like our political system and political values. There's also been a fair amount of ventilation of frustrations, grievances, unfulfilled aspirations. While voters have given the PAP a strong mandate, many voters, including some of those who voted for us, have also clearly expressed their significant concerns, both on the issues and on our approach to government. We hear all your voices.